Peace. This is a meat and potatoes sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is how not to reincarnate, a beginner's guide. And for those listening to this, like, share, and subscribe. And please, if you can, support my Patreon. So let's get into it. This is for beginners, but even if you are a seasoned practitioner, this also may help you. So let's get into it. The keys of not reincarnating begins here. So the first thing is, are you going through a spiritual rebirth? That's one. Secondly, do you innately feel that you have done what you have came to do? Two. Three, are you evolving even in your practice? And four, and this is very, very important, I would really say the most important, is having a purpose. And one of the things that I find distressing and also irritating is when I hear younger people, and listen up, younger people, when you say, I have no purpose. You are planting the seeds for coming back and doing this all over again. Because if you don't have no purpose, or you're not being with individuals, then what role do you play? But there's something that can help you. And I want to give you the chapter. It is chapter 2, how to communicate with your subconscious mind. That can help you. And I will be using this text in my Anubis Akashic Records class. And it's this: Hidden Power, How to Unleash the Power of Your Subconscious Mind by James K. Van Fleet. That's what will be used, because whatever you say you can or cannot do, the subconscious mind will take the easiest path to succession. And it doesn't go from a template of morality. It doesn't do that. It just wants to see that whatever you put in is going to come out. Now, tonight is the supermoon, the beaver moon. Now, here are some deities, moon deities, that can help you. They are Artemis, Hecate, Diana from the Roman pantheon. You also have Khnum. You have Thoth, the deity of writing, magic, and alchemy. And you also have Mawu. Mawu is the twin of Lisa from the Dahomey or Benin pantheon. And reincarnation really has been pervasive because of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. But when you study the Kemetic pantheon, when you deal with the Ba, of course, the Ba is nothing but the unique self, or the personality, the spirit, whereas the Ka is immortal. So what the people of Kemet or Egypt, Tameri, believe is that the soul is eternal. It's just that when you make your transition, you go to your next station, but it always begins here, and it begins here. So when people say, well, I'm just here, and you're going to be here again if you keep that mentality. So you can do rituals with these deities tonight in the beaver moon. And the thing is, the beaver deals with restoration. And this is why I held up this book, is because with this moon, the moon will be in Taurus, the beaver moon. So that deals with money, prosperity, but also getting rid of things that no longer serve you. And people think just in terms of toxic relationships or friendships. No, it's also a time to reprogram your mind, getting rid of a defeatist mentality because of the Abrahamic religions. And there was a Christian theologian named Origen, Origen, that believed that the soul was not only internal and would always be here. He also believed that when a person came in a human body, that was their fall. And wait for it, because there's more. He said even in the last days that Satan would be redeemed. He would be restored to his greatness. Kind of like what the Yazidis did with Malik Taus, right? And then during the Second Council of Constantinople, which is 553 AD, they were like, Origen, you doing a little bit too much. And they branded him a heretic along with his followers. But heretic mainly means that you oppose or you're an opponent of religious dogma. I've been a heretic for a very long time, and so have many of you. And there's a rite that I did, and I'm going to teach this in my Anubis Akashic Records class, where I worked with my higher self to find out if I was reincarnating again. And the answer was no. So you do have a choice, but what you do here is very, very important. So you can work with deities, you can work with your higher self, reprogram your subconscious mind. And the thing is, get away from karma. I have stressed that enough, but again, this is a beginner's guide. And I'm going to say this, I'm pretty sure some of my students will find this fascinating. When I gave magical names, I did that because the madness and the method behind that is that will help change their trajectory. That's why I said in the earlier video that the former name I had, they no longer recognize that name no more. So when you get a magical name, that's going to set the stage for you getting your Akashic name or your God or Ascended Master name, which I also know, but is a secret. So 97% of you troggs who subscribe to either Islam or Christianity, you'll be back again. See, Reverend Porkchop is doing two things in his ungreatness, I would say it. He's scamming and he's stupid. So he's winning, unfortunately, on both sides. Misery loves company, even on a metaphysical level. So I hope that sinks in and you take something away for it, and you do a ritual with some of those deities. And you also can do one with Lilith as well, as she has powers when it deals with the moon. And then this will set the stage for other things. So those are things that you can do. And especially if you've been thinking, or if you find out your soul is older than at least 500 to 600 years old, and you've really been doing the work, whoever your spirit guides and people, they will let you know, especially during this occult month. So that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.